Okay, great. Thanks. Let's hope that this time I will actually manage to complete this video without any interruptions, either from alarm clocks, cell phone messages, kids storming into my room, um, or whatever, dogs barking in the background. Anyways, so this is how to do a multiple form. I'm going to show you two ways. One is a cheat and one is the real deal, but I recommend you actually doing the cheat. It's not cheat, but it's not a multiple forms. It's actually one, but it will appear as if there's more than one form because we are going to use a page control component that enables you to actually have various pages, like in the test that you've had yesterday, where there was question 1, 2, and 3, all with tabs on different things. So what makes that easy is that all variables, all global variables will be accessible to all pages. If we work with multiple forms, and I'm going to show you how to do it, the sharing of data between those forms becomes a little bit tricky, and that's why we only introduce multiple forms in grade 11 and the sharing of data between forms only in grade 12. So I recommend that you will do the first method that I'm showing you, but I will introduce you to multiple forms anyways in the video later on. So let's start this by creating a new form. So I click on, let's zoom in there, new. It's very difficult to operate the mouse if I'm zoomed in. So there we go. Finally. Okay, I've already got a project, but I'm not going to save the changes. So I've got now a new program. Now we are going to go down to the site and we're going to type in here page control, and then you can just press enter, and then you will see on our form there's now a page control. It doesn't look very fancy. I'm going to make this a little larger. You can try now to align this so that it's on the filling the form. However, if you do this like that, if you enlarge the form again, then it's still not aligned properly. So what we can do is we can select our page control, and then here in the object inspector we can change our alignment to AL client, and then you will see that it aligns to the form. And now if I resize the form, it actually aligns with the form. I'm going to zoom out again. So now we have a plain page control, but there's no pages yet. So how do I get the pages? You can simply right click and say next page, and you can repeat that, next page, depending on how many pages you want. We'll start with 2 and that's it. Okay, so to select now the tab sheet, you can click on the tab, and if you want to rename it, you have to click in the center here, and now you can change the caption to, I'm going to call it a log on screen. And then we can do the same with the second one. I'm going to click on the middle, and I can change the caption to main form. All right. Now, if I select this, and now I can add other components. For example, I'm going to put an edit in there. I'm going to put a button over there. And I'm actually gonna, it's wonderful. Yesterday when I started making the video, I wanted to use if statements, but you didn't know if statements. But today that's a different story. So I'm going to add another edit over there, and I'm not going to rename them now. You can just, obviously I'm requesting or requiring that of you to do that. I'm just going to take the text out of the edits. All right, and I'm going to name the button, I'm going to call it log on. Okay, so what I can do is I can now place another button on my, see, that happens if you do not press. So main form, I select this and I'm going to say button. There it is now on the things. So very important that when you select the tab, you click on the actual page before you place components on there. So main form, I've just got a button here, and I'm going to call that button exit to go out again. Okay, so what I can do here now is I can actually make them visible or not. So my main form, I want to make it, when the program starts, I don't want the main form to show. So I can put that code, because I don't want to have it disappear in my design view, because otherwise I can't code them anymore. So what I can do is I can click here on form 1. Let me zoom in there. So I have form 1, and then I go to events in the object inspector, and I scroll down to on show. So this code will now be executed when the form shows after running my program. So very, very difficult. We don't have, I didn't rename them yet. So my tab sheet, it's still called tab sheet 1 and tab sheet 2. So tab sheet 2 is my main form. So that one has a property called tab visible. And now I can set that to false. And it's a Boolean expression. Look how this fits into today's lesson. It's Boolean, and we set that to false. And now if I would run my program, hopefully it is running. It is. It's on my side. So this is how it looks now without the main form showing. So now I want to enter now my username and maybe a password, 1, 2, 3, and then when I press log on, I actually want the main screen to come up and the logon screen to disappear. So I'm going to show you very, very quickly how to do that. So let's bring back my form. So log on screen, I'm going to code it as follows. So I've got a, you don't know how to constants work, but I'm going to have a constant declared over here, so you can see how that works already. And I'm going to call it password equals, and I'm going to say 1, 2, 3. And then we have our variables that I'm going to declare as username and as password. Both of them are string. Okay, now I'm going to initialize my variables. As username is edit1.text, and then as password is edit2.text. And now I'm going to simply use my if-then statement. If s password equals password, and that's now my password, my constant. And then we have then, and then we can, now I want to say begin, because I've got more than one statement. So the first one is going to say show message, welcome plus welcome, and then I'm going to say as username, and then I'm going to say, and now I'm going to make tab 2 visible. So I'm going to have tab sheet 2 dot tab visible colon equals true, and I'm going to say tab sheet 1 dot tab visible colon equals false. Okay, and then I will say exit. Exit here means, okay, I'm going to finish the program. Otherwise, or we can either say exit, or I can say here else. So if the password is not, if the S password does not equal password, else begin show message password does not match. So I'm giving the a message, and I can say EDT, and these are now methods, and you don't know this yet, but I just want to make it edit 1 dot clear, or actually edit 2 dot clear. That's clearing the password that I've typed in there. And then I will say edit 2 dot set focus, which puts the cursor into my edit again. All right, and that's it. Now I can actually code the main form. So once I get here and I press exit, I actually want my, I'm going to zoom in. Sorry, I didn't do that just now. So over here, I want to say tab sheet 1 dot tab visible colon equals true, and tab sheet 2 dot tab visible colon equals false. Right, so now I'm going to run my program, and yay, no mistakes. Okay, so log on screen. I'm going to say here Thomas is my username, and my password is, let's say I'm going to say 1234. Log on. It's going to say password does not match. Okay, and now it empties it again. So if I say 123, it will say welcome Thomas, and you can see it jumps to my second form, and I can say exit here, and it goes back to my log on screen. So you can play around with that, and that is completely efficient and sufficient, and you can see it could possibly make your program very, exciting and legit looking. Now let's close this. I haven't saved this. Maybe I must save this quickly, or I'm not going to redo this, so I'm not going to save this. So I'm going to close this. I'm going to say no. I'm going to start a new program now. Open, and that one I will actually save. New. No, I don't want to. There we go. So I've got a form with a unit. So I'm going to save this now. Save all. And I will somehow go to one of my folders. No, not on my OneDrive. Over here, 2020 schoolwork, IT, distance learning, grade 10. We are in week 5, and we will call this multi-form, and I'm going to save it in there. So I'm going to call this unit FRM main form underscore U, and then the project I will call FRM main form underscore P. Okay, so this is would be now my login screen. And I'm not going to put any edits in there. I'm just going to put a button on my form to actually call on another form. I'm going to name this form main form. So I'm going to go to properties, and I'm going to go to the name. Instead of form 1, I will say FRM main. Okay, now I want to get another form. So I click on File, New, and then over here we have a form. And I will click on Save All, and you will see now it will ask to save this unit again. So I will now go to my, let's see, that is grade 10, week 4, multi-form. So I will call this now FRM, maybe form 2 underscore U. Okay, so, and this one I will now call, see now it's called form 1 because the other one has been renamed. So I will call this one FRM log in. So now, and this is where it becomes complicated. So I'm going to put a button on there and an edit. We're going to ignore all the rest now. I'm going to take the text out of my edit. Okay, in order for me to call on the main form from here, I have to add the main form to the user section. So over here, I would now have to say, and I think I called it FRM main form underscore U. So now the name of this main form is, we have to remember that, is called FRM main. So if I go to my login, sorry, F12, and I click on my button, look what I'm able to do now. FRM form 2. No, that doesn't make any sense. So I did not name them correctly. See, it becomes very complicated. Form main, let's quickly do this. Copy. Okay, very interesting. Maybe I must, okay. Form FRM, form login. Where does that come from? Did I call it form login? No, that is this form, form 2. Okay, guys, let me figure this out. I'm going to do actually another video. I think I did it the wrong way around now. I'm going to send you another video on, multiple forms and how to gain access to the forms. So technically, I am supposed to say now here something like FRM form main dot show. And if I would run this, but now it won't because it doesn't recognize. Oh, there we go. That's what I made, a simple comma. There we go. Okay. So now it would run. I'm going to zoom out, bring up the form. Although I did the forms incorrectly. So the first form that shows is actually the main form instead of the login screen. Again, a lot of thought needs to be placed in here. So I'm just going to code the main form button. Okay, and this is where it becomes difficult. So because I have added the main form into the login screen here, I cannot put the login screen in the user section. It's called a circular reference error that comes up. So I'm going to remove this form from here, just like that. I will copy this, and I'm going to take this one out. I'm going to take this one out, and I'm going to go to my other form, and I'm now going to add my other form to the user section here, and then I'm going to click on my button, and I'm going to say here FRM login. There we go. Form 2, it's still called form 2. So no, FRM login dot show. Okay, and now I'm going to run my program. I bring it over, and now if I press the button, it actually shows my other form. This one stays there, but I can't do anything on it. It is not active. So you could resize it or close it if you don't want to go back to the to the main form or to the login screen. Otherwise, you will have to hide it and show it. It's really, it takes a lot of planning and thinking, etc. So again, I recommend that you would use the previous example. So I can say close here, and if I close this form becomes available again. Just one last thing. Instead of show, I can say show modal. If I run my program now, I'm going to bring it over. If I press the button and the other form comes up, I was supposed to be able to select the other one as well. Okay. Why is this now not working? Of course it's not working, because I'm making a video and I must look like a complete idiot here now. So in conclusion, so you can say show or show modal. Let's do show again and see what it does there. There. Okay, I can select, with show, I can select still the other other form, but with show modal, only the new form will be shown. Right, so what conclusion do we make? Guys, don't use this multi-form thing as of yet. Use the page control. Got it? Thank you very much.